What to do when you finish recording a podcast episode for your show that just isn't good. This is a question I get asked a lot, and also I've had 4 separate times where I've had to ask myself this very question. Hey, my name is Alex Sanfilippo, and I'm really excited to share about this today because, again, it comes up a lot, but also I've lived it in my years as a podcaster, and I want to help ease the internal dialogue that happens when you have an episode, whether it's with you and a guest or just you by yourself, that truly isn't good. Like, what do we do? Because in our minds, we start playing through, like, what do I do here, right? And I want to try to clarify that. And again, after years of podcasting, this has come up 4 times for me, and I've kind of learned the hard way. So I'm excited to share that with you today. But before I even get into that, I want to share those 4 experiences with you. The very first one, the first time this happened, it was me. It was a solo podcast episode. It was a solo podcast at that point. And I had just gotten over being sick. I lost my voice for months, which it was kind of crazy. It never had happened. And so I had a bit of a pipeline, but it ran out. And so it was kind of like, okay, now I urgently need to get something out. But I still wasn't all there. Like my clarity hadn't returned. I still wasn't feeling great. My voice was terrible. I was coughing like crazy still as my voice was coming back. And I recorded an episode, and I remember re-listening to it, knowing that it was not good. I wasn't making clear sense. I sounded terrible. I didn't sound like I usually sound, right? You could tell it was a sick person recording an episode that wasn't fully there. And it was a pride thing at first, if I can just be transparent here. That's why I felt like I still needed to share it. Ultimately, I sat down, lost some sleep. I was finally like, you know what? I can't share this. And I made the right choice. But I realize now my listeners had a lot of grace for me in that. I sent out to my email list. I posted it on my website, and I also sent it out on social media saying, hey, I'm going to miss this release, but I'll be back with you all next time. And I just kind of explained the situation. People had grace with me. I was a bit prideful looking at my production pipeline of never missing an episode in 4 years saying, I can't stop now, right? But the reality is it's this right here. No content is better than bad content. No content is better than bad content. If your episode isn't good, it's better that you have nothing than a not good episode. But obviously, have a pipeline, build out a buffer. Like I tried to build out a buffer. I didn't have a long enough one that we don't have to worry about this type of thing happening. But at the end of the day, remember, no content is better than bad content. So that was the first time that happened. The other 3 times were a little bit different because there was a guest involved. So I shared on the solo side, and a lot of the same principles apply. But when there's someone else involved, these 3 times, I now have an obligation to tell somebody that I'm not going to use their episode. I don't know about y'all, but I'm naturally a people pleaser. So for me, this is super uncomfortable. And I will be real, the first time I lost sleep over this, because I was thinking to myself, after I was like re-listening to it, like even after recording, I knew there was nothing good in it. I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just being hard on myself or hard on the guest today. I'm going to re-listen to it. There was nothing there. This person, they were somewhere else. And sure, I didn't do a great job trying to rein it in or anything like that. It wasn't a good performance on either side. And I knew I couldn't use it. And so my thought was, I'll just ignore them. And I'll just ignore it, and it'll just go away, and it'll be fine. I'm not going to use it. I've got a backlog anyway, so just pretend like it didn't happen, right? Until you hear from a guest later on, what happened? Where's my episode, right? And so I built some friction by myself by not just addressing it head on. The second time, and then obviously I handled it, right? The second time, I was extremely wordy. I explained in like dozens of paragraphs what happened, why, blah, 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 blah. I wasn't confident what I was saying because, again, it's a people pleaser me. I wanted to cover all my bases, make sure I didn't make somebody upset or hurt. But then the third time, I got it. It clicked. And it's this. What matters for you as a podcaster? Who matters for you as a podcaster? At the end of the day, it is all about your listener. It is all about your listener. They deserve the best from you. For listening to your show, hearing you talk every week, every month, whatever it is that you release, right? They deserve the best from you. And your duty as a podcaster is to give them the best. And so when you know something isn't the best, even if it involves another person, you're not responsible. Like your responsibility is not that person, or even just your own self of keeping up with your cadence, right? The pride that's involved. At the end of the day, what matters is releasing good content for your listeners. So for me, my responsibility is not how a guest showed up, right? Like if they showed up good and we liked it, yes, we'll post it. If they didn't, we're not going to post it. And so that last time, and this is what I would give you as a template, I just simply said, hey, listen, guest, this episode really didn't shine the best light on either of us. And I don't think it's really the message that we wanted to get across. And it doesn't seem in line with what you're talking about. So I actually think it's best that we don't post it. If you'd like any of the content, I'm happy to share it all with you, but it's just not going to go on my podcast because I want to protect both our reputations. I care too much about it. And the guest was totally understanding, totally fine with that. And it's like, man, I saved that, right? Like, and the thing is, they're an A-lister and they have tens of millions of followers. And the pride side is like, oh, but if I post it, maybe they'll share it, right? Like, or maybe my podcast would grow. But it wasn't good content. And again, at the end of the day, your listeners deserve the best from you. So I encourage you, come up with some sort of message yourself. If it's not good, you just got to address it. If you're a people pleaser like me, remember, the people that you're looking to really serve and please are your listeners, not necessarily the guests. And most of them are going to be very understanding. They don't want to go out if it's not good either, right? So just keep that in mind. So at the end of the day, what I'm sharing here is when an episode isn't good, don't post it. If there's a guest involved, let them know you're not going to post it, and then continue with your normal production, releasing great content, because that's what your listeners deserve. Again, my name is Alex Sanfilippo, and I hope this was super helpful for you today.